Good morning and welcome to Suburban Bowls Club in Townsville for the running of the 2026 Dunn Cup. Sponsored by Gallivanter Travel, our naming rights sponsor, North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association, Tip Top Bakeries, Orica Mining Services and Suburban Bowls Club. At this stage I'd like to welcome Michael Blake, the President of North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association, to welcome you all and to have a few words.
Thank you, Ron. Good morning, everybody watching. Streaming will be Jubilee. Interesting game, some great game of here, and should be very pleasant for bowls for the day. We've got 17 teams. The concept of the Dunn Cup is in theory, and people will argue yes and no, but it will be the best four bowlers from each club are here to compete against each other for a tradition that has gone on for 87 years.
Yeah, I think it's 87, Michael.
I think 87 times it's been played. It actually started, I think, over 90 years ago, but was stopped during the World War times. So very steeped in tradition.
Okay, we're just starting the first end now with our teams between Jubilee and INGHAM.
There you go. There's a list of the Dunn Cup winners and the bits where it was not played. And then there's also, for the player in the final, the best player of the winning team in the final. So that's the Rencounter Trophy. Rencounter, a very well respected and great player from our district. Played in this event 49 times and was a winner 18, I think, off the top of my head. So very good player, represented the state. So now we've got Craig Ware leading off for Jubilee, and we've got David Wells leading for INGHAM. We've got Geoff Ryder playing second for Jubilee and Phil Kite playing second for INGHAM. And Wellesley's just sat in there nicely. There's a little bit of interest here. David Wells is a former Jubilee player. Won the Rencounter medal 3 years ago, I think, when it was played down at Alligator Creek. Nice bowl there from Geoff Ryder, sitting a couple of feet out in front of the jack. We're very lucky here and to have Bowls Queensland President Brian Marshall and Bowls Queensland CEO Fletcher Dyson in attendance. We've got Brittany from Gallivanter Travel, who's going to come in here and take my place in a minute. And Ron will be the anchor through most of the weekend in the commentary box.
Yes, I've got the body all prepared.
He's got his cushions and comfy chairs and
cup of coffee,
all ready to go. This is about the 6th time that we've done the live streaming. So,
and we do appreciate the work and effort that's put in by
Coast-Tweed. Tony does an amazing job organising this, along with her father Robbie, who everyone in the bowls world knows is fantastic with this stuff.
It's a big job for them to come all the way up here from the Gold Coast to do this event. Fortunately, it's 4 days, so they can make a holiday of it.
It's very much appreciated. You've got Ben Cribbin playing third for Jubilee, and Frank Pallanza playing third for INGHAM. Frank is very well known for his powerful drives, but just about equally for his deadly draw shot.
A very good all-round bowler once he strikes his form.
So there's a bit of breeze blowing across here. It's just holding the bowls out towards the middle of the green. As the screen is there, the breeze is blowing right to left. I won't get into too much more about the details of the Dunn Cup. I'll give Ron something to talk about for the next 4 days.
Nice bowl
there. Probably just cut 3 bowls out.
That's been at his best, actually. These two particular teams are regarded as, or one of them we expect to get through to the final. However, as we've seen in the past, that's not necessarily always the case. Both these teams are in the same section, so only one of them can get a win out of this game.
There's a second. Knock that in. Yep. The section 1 that these two teams are in is widely being called the section of death. There is a lot of high quality teams in there. Suburban, last year's winner, South Townsville, INGHAM, JUBILEE, and then we've actually got the three clubs from the INGHAM area are all in the same section, so that'll be a bit of rivalry through that as well.
And that's not taking away from the second section. There's some very strong teams in that as well. The reason we play 2 sections is so we can get to the final on the Sunday afternoon. And the two top teams in it, well, the top team in each section goes through to the final. And looking at the section 2, from what we've seen so far this morning, it could be anybody's guess as to what happens there.
They've got a lucky walk.
Lucky walk, yes.
So this is Duane Cahill skipping for JUBILEE and Brad Wilson skipping for INGHAM. Ron, I'm going to leave you.
Yep.
Hope everybody enjoys the coverage over the next few days, and thank you to everybody that's making this work.
Thanks very much, Michael. I'll catch you around again over the weekend. And we'll be joined shortly by Brittany from Gallavanta Travel. He'll have a bit of a chat with us about what Gallavanta Travel is all about. Okay, we're back on the air again, and I'd like to welcome Brittany from Gallavanta Travel. Brittany is part of the family that owns Gallavanta.
That's right. Hello, thank you everyone for having me.
Thank you for being here this morning, Brittany, and we do appreciate the sponsorship given to us by Gallavanta Travel.
Thank you.
In effect, we wouldn't be able to afford to have the live streaming people up here if it wasn't for the invaluable sponsorship you give us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, now while these players are settling down for the first couple of ends, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about Gallavanta and what it's all about and what you can do for everybody.
Sure thing. Gallavanta Travel, so we are a family-owned business. We're in Townsville, Rockhampton and Mackay. We've been in business over 35 years. It's a family business, as Ron just said. We look after everything from leisure travel right up to corporate travel, and we've actually got our first ever corporate summit coming up in August for Townsville. So really exciting stuff in the works for travel.
Okay. Now, what sort of of deals can you offer us and offer the listeners?
You put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, firstly, on our website, gallivantertravel.com.au, we do have a lot of our specials and stuff up there. And we have got a weekly newsletter that goes out as well. But really exciting news, we have got our charter to Uluru for 2026. It's actually leaving tomorrow from Townsville. So that's another full Alliance plane sent from Townsville direct to Uluru for people to go there for 3 days.
Debbie going to that?
No, not this time. We've got some other staff hosting this time, so they're super excited. It's a great weekend, so I do strongly suggest keeping your eye out. And if you have the chance to definitely jump on board one of those charters, it is amazing. We've also got some groups coming up as well. We've just released our latest for the Cure Starts Now. It's a Mekong cruise next year, so that's exciting. It's hosted by Debbie Rains, and yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff in the works. So please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, look at our website. There's just always so much going on.
Yeah, and that Mekong cruise, I can recommend that. I did it a couple of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was an absolutely brilliant cruise.
That's great.
Well worth doing.
That's great. It does look amazing.
As you're possibly aware, Debbie, Brittany, we've done a lot of overseas trips and holidays with Gallivanter over the years. We're about to embark on another one in a couple of weeks, heading off to the British Isles, doing a cruise around the British Isles, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, France, and then off to the Edinburgh Tattoo, which we're looking forward to.
That will be amazing. And I'd just like to say, without the support from people like you, we would then not be able to support events like this. So we're definitely very much about giving back to the community and stuff. So thank you as well for your individual support.
No, it's from a personal aspect, I can only recommend Gallivanter Travel. All we have to do is look at what we want to, where we want to go, what we want to do, and it's only a phone call that we make and trot into the city.
The team look after the rest.
And everything's done for us.
Thank you. I really appreciate the kind words. That's great. We've got Steve saying hi from Brisbane. Hi, Steve, Brian, Marshall and Fletcher. Hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yep. And Mike, yes, it's been 12 months. It doesn't take long to come around, does it?
Not at all. I feel time's going a lot quicker these days. It's crazy.
Yeah. Tell me about it. As you get older, the days go faster.
Do they? Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's part of life, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, so they're starting to work the green out a little bit now. We usually find in the first game on the Thursday morning, the players are feeling the greens out. It is an artificial green, as is all of the greens in the North Queensland district, with the exception of a little town just south of us called Guru. But every other club in the district, we have 19 clubs, about to have 20, but we have 19 clubs and they are all artificial greens. This particular facility has got a hard covered roof, so we enjoy coming over here because it doesn't matter what the weather is. It can rain, blow its backside out or whatever, and you can still play in reasonable comfort. So what other specials are underway at the moment, Brittany?
You're testing me from someone who works in the back of the office. Honestly, all I can really say is it's end of financial year at the moment and I'm in finance, so it's a lot of fun for me. But pretty much just anything that you want or that you think, bucket list, whatever, we can literally sort anything. We can do from Europe Viking cruises right down to that Mekong with scenic. I personally have been on a few different family trips. I've got Hong Kong coming up with the 4 kids, so
you'll
do
enjoy
some
that.
Disney. Yes, I think I will. For my sanity, I might need a babysitter. That's okay.
And we've actually, the last trip we did with Gallivanter was an escorted trip. which Debbie escorted into Egypt and
It's
Jordan.
amazing.
And that was absolutely magnificent. We still talk about it and still get the photos out and look through it and reminisce. And from our perspective, an escorted tour like that makes it so much simpler. Again, everything's done for you before you leave, and while you're on the tour, you looked after.
Yeah.
Everyone makes sure that everything's exactly as it should be.
And you've got the assurance too that someone else is there. So if there are any issues, we are literally on the ground with you, and we can get it solved and help you out quicker too. So
yeah, that's correct, and it's a big thing for the slightly older generation that are doing a lot of travelling. You can rest assured there's always a backup there if something does go wrong. It's only a matter of ringing through to Galavanta on their hotline, or the emergency line, and they'll sort the problem out for you.
And we do have 24-hour assistance too now these days, which adds to it. And we do offer the same as well for corporate and business travel. So, yeah, we've definitely got things happening so that we can assure that your trips do keep running smoothly and that you do enjoy yourself the whole time. Well, we got the tape measure out.
Yep. It doesn't take long. And I do understand that your head office in the city this is for local listeners or viewers, is undergoing some fairly major construction work at the moment.
It is.
But you have your office at Castletown.
Yep, and Fairfield.
And just recently have a pop-up shop over on Magnetic Island. So
yes.
The islanders don't have to come across to the mainland to look after their travel needs.
Not at all. So go see Eve. I'm pretty sure she's at those little shops where the servo is on Arcadia. So, yeah, pop in, see her. She'd love to help you out.
Okay. Well, Brittany, I thank you for giving the time to come in this morning.
Of course.
And again, thank you very much to Galavanta and Debbie and Liam and yourself for your sponsorship. As I said before, it's invaluable. These sort of events can't take place without sponsorship.
Appreciate it.
And we'll look forward to seeing you for the final on Sunday.
I will see you then. Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy, everyone.
All right, now back to the bowls. Vince Calabresi. Good morning, Vince. Watching from Grandview Bowling Club in Sydney. Welcome to our live stream broadcast. Okay. Now we have Dave Wells leading for INGHAM with his second bowl. JUBILEE currently holding the shot with Craig Ware's bowl. Coming into a nice home. Very, very good length and weight on that. Geoff Ryder, one of our long-time legends in the district. Yes, be a handy bowl there. Phil Kite from INGHAM, his first bowl. Great looking bowl here. Just out of the count. Geoff looks like he might be hanging out a little bit, although he's trotting in now. Just dropping it short. Not a bad line on it though. And Phil Kite with his second bowl. Yeah, again, good weight from Phil. Just a tad tight, that was all. Spinning Cribbin. All right, as we just heard Brad say, so sit that bowl through for 5 and he'll get the buzzer. He's just hanging a little bit. It's all right, didn't do any damage. We do find with the live streaming up here, a lot of our players are not used to being on the live stream, but Robbie's devised a device where we can give them a little signal if they're in the camera. Every now and then you'll see them jumping out of the way when the buzzer goes off. Right, Frankie Pallanza, as he overcorrected. He'll slide off that and it could be close. Yeah, it looks like he's got the shot out of that. Well, it's 4 balls to come, so anything could happen still. He's just hanging out a little bit. Perfect weight. Absolutely perfect weight. Okay, Brad Wilson with his first. He's not going to pull in from there. I know his bowls pull a long way, but I can't see them pulling in from there. Okay, Duane Cahill with his second bowl. Got a great looking bowl here. Absolutely brilliant bowl. Ingham may still be holding shot by the reaction of the players. Yeah, no. Duane pulled the shot out of the bag. Great bowl from Duane. As we mentioned earlier, these two clubs are fierce rivals, have been for many, many years. Team of Ingham come from the town of Ingham up in the Herbert River area, about 110, 120 kilometres from Townsville. And they have won more Dunn Cups than any other club in the district over the years. As Michael stated earlier, they had what we called the King of Dunn Cups, Ren Cantatori, used to play out of INGHAM, and was a prolific winner in all forms of the game. He also represented the state many years ago. Sadly, Ren is no longer bowling. Age, like always, has caught up with him, but still takes a very, very keen interest in what the Club of INGHAM does, especially when Dunn Cup time comes around. Mike, that's not very nice. You preferred Robbie's cattle prod. This is a lot less painful and gets the message through real quick. Oh, you've still got the cattle prod, Robbie? Morning, Yogi. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Yogi is a team member of was a team member of Cutharinga Bowls Club that were winners a few years ago of the Dunn Cup. Now playing out of the Bundaberg area, I believe, is it, Yogi? No, Dave has not grown any higher. He's still the shortest one on the green. We have a young fella from Alligator Creek, and Tarrant Ketchup, playing here this weekend, and Dave is shorter than him. And he's only about 14 or 15. Yeah, there's a handy little place there. Right, Phil Kite. Phil is renowned throughout the district as having an absolutely magnificent draw game. And a very consistent bowler. He's still struggling a little bit this morning. He takes his game extremely seriously, and at times tends to beat himself up if he's not performing as he thinks he should. At this stage, I'd like to welcome the CEO of Bowls Queensland, Fletcher Dyson, who's kindly accepted an invitation to join us on the commentary box. Good morning, Fletcher.
Good morning, Ron. Lovely to be here.
It's great that you and Brian have been able to come up. We do, from time to time, have visits from Bowls Queensland for the Dunn Cup, to the extent that for quite a few years Bowls Queensland wanted to put a team in the Dunn Cup, but our conditions of play don't allow that.
Absolutely, the best of the North Queensland. You can't ship in any of those Southeast Queensland people.
Well, the issue was always going to be, if Bowls Queensland won the tournament, what was going to happen?
We'd take it somewhere else in the world, wouldn't we? Housing rights?
Yes, I suppose so. Actually, you're, as most bowlers would be aware, you've recently joined Bowls Queensland as the CEO. I'd like to invite you to give us a little bit of your background.
Thanks, Ron. Basically, grew up in
grew up in Victoria. Moved to Queensland when I was 14, schooled in Queensland, went to Armidale University, studied a Bachelor of Arts majoring in politics and philosophy, found rugby union, followed the pathway through rugby, through New South Wales country rugby down to New South Wales. I played for Randwick and Norths Rugby, and also had jobs down there in the grassroots of development. So I've sort of experienced all those levels of rugby, and also, as I said, grassroots. I was lucky enough to get a contract with the Waratahs, which I don't talk about too much, Ron, because they're the dark days. And then from there went to Queensland with a contract with the Queensland Reds, and in 2000 played 10 Test matches for the Wallabies. So it was the second last year that the Wallabies won the Bledisloe Cup. It's that long ago. I got to drink out of it, which was a highlight of my career. But I then went into business. I didn't want to be defined by rugby after my career. After working for the Reds and also the Rebels in Melbourne, I found the sport of orthopaedics, so selling hip and knee and joint replacements. I did that for 16 years and had a business that we scaled from a couple of $100,000 to a $10 million business. Had enough of that, but wanted to get back into sport, and this is where I find myself now with Bowls Queensland, and I'm really having an absolute ball. It's a great sport. It's a sleeping giant. There's some great people that I've been meeting over the last 5 months, and I'm super excited about it.
Okay. So you have obviously, between you and Brian and the board of Bowls Queensland, you're obviously getting plans in place to assist the clubs and the districts and the game. Where is all that sitting these days?
Well, we just currently had a zone review just the last 2 days in Brisbane, where we got 20 of the delegates from around Queensland to come in and just sort of discuss what does bowls look like over the next 10 years and what do districts look like, which is quite a nice, robust discussion. I think I ended the meeting by leaning on my politics or my philosophy days that, a waterfall starts with a mere drop of water, and that last 2 days was that drop of water. So we're here to trying to make Queensland a smaller place for us all, a more equitable place, and get more people on the green.
Yeah. So it was obviously well attended. I've heard a little bit of feedback from it, not a lot. Your statement about the waterfall has been spread already around the district.
Has it?
Yep.
There you go. I'm glad people listen.
So have you started playing the game
yet? No, not yet. Not my club's Northern Suburbs, the Northern Phoenix, just around the corner from where I live. To be honest, Ron, no one's invited me out. I think that they've looked at my professional sporting background and they're probably a little bit afraid that I may be good at this. So I've been doing a lot of watching. That's how I learn. I'm a visual learner, and which highlighted at the Taylor Bowls Challenge in Pine Rivers. The rinks in front of me, I had world champions, Com Games bowlers, the works, and I just sat there and just pressed record, and it was great to watch. So I've just got to hone my skill first, and then someone's game enough to get me out on a rink. I'll see how I go.
Yeah, previous sporting prowess should never be a determining factor of people not wanting to come into bowls. I still recall.
It's a great bowl.
It is a brilliant start. An international cricketer who now plays bowls at a very high level, Kepler Wessels, is taking the game up now. Well, he's been playing for a few years now. Yeah. He's a classic example of an elite sportsman coming into the game of bowls. And enjoying it thoroughly.
I think there's that camaraderie, the competitive edge, and especially when you're dealing with ex-sports people, there's that that mentality of that competitive nature. But also pushing yourself outside your comfort zone.
That's
I
right.
think you reach a stage in life where you find a sport and you invest in that sport, but then it's continually trying to make yourself better. And instead of me packing scrums and lifting in lineouts, well, I've now got an avenue that I can start to challenge myself physically and mentally with learning new skill. And I don't think, you can never stop learning.
Oh, that's right. And the game of bowls is very much determined by, as you said, your physical and mental ability. Possibly in most cases more mental than anything else. It's a game where you need to convince yourself that you're doing everything right.
Absolutely. And, I've watched over the last 5 months, the mental side of it is intense.
It is, yeah.
You've got a full day, and the only, I suppose, switch off time is walking down the other end, and then you're into it again. So mentally, you're in the game, and like a game of chess, as I've been told, it's likened to. You've got 8 hours, 9 hours of actually exhaustingly thinking about the next shot.
That's right, yeah.
And strategically, where you're going to put that.
And physically, it's a great sport. Historically, bowls has always been linked with retirement villages and old people and all the rest of it. Now, that's no longer the case. It's a game that can be played by juniors, young people, at a high level, by people with disabilities,
Yeah.
both physical and mental disabilities. And Queensland is very lucky that we have exceptionally good representation from all levels of players, from the juniors through to the under-25s, the open side, the over-60s,
Yep.
and the disability players.
Yeah. Well, I love the stat, Ron, that our Jackaroos, we've got an average age younger than the Australian cricket team, and I think a lot of people lose sight on that.
Yeah, that's right.
But what you've just said about all those demographics of the game, I love the fact, on a Saturday afternoon you can have 4 generations of one family sitting out there competing with each other and then enjoying the sport, enjoying the competitive nature and family. I think that's one of the greatest things that I've seen thus far.
Yeah, and we saw it here in the Dunn Cup last year, where we had a team with grandfather, father and grandson.
Yeah, brilliant.
All playing in the team.
Brilliant. And it gives a great story for when you're telling your wife or sisters or grandmothers where you're going for the weekend. You're going to actually compete together.
Yep, that's right.
As the family.
Yeah, it's a great outlet for people, and as I said earlier, disabilities don't make any difference in this game.
No.
There's lots of different things we can do with artificial arms to assist bowlers that haven't got the flexibility they used to have when they were younger. There's a whole range of things can come into it. So sadly, our recruiting base is not as good these days as it used to be, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Purely because of lifestyles. We appreciate and we understand that our recruiting base, say 20 years ago, was when people gave up rugby union, rugby league and those sort of physical sports and still wanted to play sport, and they came to bowls.
Yeah.
These days, it's not so easy because they're time poor. Even the grandparents these days that would normally be out on the green a lot have restrictions on their time because they're looking after the grandkids.
Yeah. But in saying that too, I mean, depending upon, you've got the pure bowls, but if we can start to look at maybe a modified, quicker game that can embrace that next generation, the youthful nature of life at the moment, 40, 50, 60 minutes.
Yep, that's right.
So if we can sort of get from the barefoot bowler to get them hooked to bring them into an intermediate sort of style game, and then bring them into the purist, a little bit like cricket's done with the IPL, a shortened version. It's intense. It's a great spectacle, but we've still got Test cricket at the end of it.
Yeah, that's right. And with people being time poor these days, they haven't. A lot of people haven't got the time to be spending a whole day or 2 days playing the sport they enjoy. There's a lot of deep thinking got to go into the game of bowls.
Yeah. Well, I think also there, Ron, is if you look at the game of golf.
Yep.
Not everyone has a day to put aside for 19 holes. I'll say 19 holes because there's the clubhouse afterwards. But you've got Top Golf coming in, so people can still swing a club at a driving range or the virtual driving range, and they're still competing and still honing their skill. But a day's out of golf is a little bit tough these days, and I think it goes across all sports with that time-poor nature. I agree with you.
Yeah, that's right. So you're heading back to Brisbane this afternoon, Fletcher?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's my daughter's formal on tonight, and
she possibly wouldn't appreciate you saying unfortunately.
Well, that's it, and she won't be listening to this. She's at school, but I understand the 1937 Dunn Cup is a very, very important historical event, but also watching my daughter go to a formal and being part of that's also high up on my agenda.
Well, there's definitely priorities there. So.
Yeah, it's been a busy month. I've had my wife's 50th this month, my daughter's 21st birthday, my youngest daughter's formal. So it's been a big month in the Dyson house.
So, as we can see from the heads, they're starting to tighten up a lot now.
They are, aren't they? They're zoning in on that jack.
They've all adjusted to the green fairly well.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's just, I love watching. It's just so skillful, and it's great to watch.
Yeah, it is a great game. I started playing bowls when I was 17, I think, and have been involved in the game ever since. I'm currently not playing a lot of bowls. Well, I'm not playing any bowls at the moment because of a bit of physical issues. But I'm very heavily involved in the administration of the game and enjoy it. So there's more than just the avenue of physically getting out on the green. There's other ways you can be involved in the game. And as you're possibly aware, it's at club level and district level and zone level to some extent. We rely very heavily on volunteers.
Oh, our volunteers are the backbone of the sport. Yep. And to watch, they're so passionate about it. But we do have to be careful of that volunteer burnout as well.
Well aware of that.
Yeah. I think all volunteers are, to be fair.
It's an unfortunate pattern that we seem to be finding these days, let's say at club level, especially, and district level. It's very, very hard to get people to commit to the administration side of volunteering with bowls. I'm not too sure why it is, whether it's the age factor or whether it's the time involved in doing this. But at club level, and we look here at this club, and you walk inside to the clubhouse and look at the number of volunteers they've got working here this weekend, preparing food, preparing the greens, looking after the facilities, looking after the spectators, the bowlers. It's an enormous task for a small club, and this club is only a small club. It's by comparison to a lot of the clubs we see down the southeast and Sunshine Coast and that. It is only a small club. But we do rely very, very heavily on volunteers, even at state level.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd be in trouble at state level if you didn't have volunteers for the various committees.
Absolutely. Well, we've got 27,000 members in the bowls community here in Queensland. And, without that volunteer base, it would be a headless chook, to be honest.
Yep. And I do understand that yourself and Robbie,
Look at that.
great bowl,
Spot
absolutely
on.
brilliant bowl from Craig Ware there.
Yep.
You're very heavily involved in promoting the Taylor Challenge.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Oh, look, the
have a few
Taylor.
words about
Yeah,
that?
the Taylor Challenge. When I first came on board 5 months ago, it was a bit foreign to me, obviously, but we'd done a Cairns to Brisbane road trip and went to the major centres where Taylor Bowls were present, and look, it's just a great competition for all levels. You've got the South East Queensland, obviously, with the Diamond League, but everywhere else it's gold, silver and bronze, and some great stories out of that where one of the greatest that I've found was the Calliope Club. We're in bronze. They won a state flag, so it's basically, not everyone in the competition can go and win a state flag, but Calliope won the state flag with the Taylor Bowls. They also pocketed $12,000 for their efforts. I think it was a $600 entry. So they went all the way through to the finals. It's growing. I think there was 195 participants, 92 clubs. So we're looking to grow that for 27. And everyone we're speaking to thus far are pretty excited about what's ahead on that Taylor Bowls front. So it's good. We're speaking to a lot of sponsors at the moment, which is excellent. They're getting on board. So I think that is a good game. Everyone that I've spoken to have enjoyed the format of game. So hopefully we can just keep growing it and keep working towards a bigger footprint on that front.
Yeah, just a question, and it's a question that I've heard from a few of the clubs around our district in recent times. Bowls Queensland is in partnership with Taylor Bowls, is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah,
Okay.
we've taken that under our wing, obviously for succession planning for the current custodians of the challenge. So we sort of looking to get right behind that.
So for clubs that are still a little bit unsure of what they want to do or what they don't want to do, and I'm happy to call a spade a spade.
Or a shovel.
Or a shovel.
If you're talking my language, it's a shovel.
Yeah. I know our district is not highly motivated at this stage into joining the Taylor Challenge field. And most of the comments were they'd like to see the first couple of years and see the results of what goes on there.
Absolutely.
Because again, a lot of our clubs are very small.
Yeah.
Don't have a lot of resources, rely very, very heavily on volunteers running their club, the whole club.
Yep.
And one of the comments that was passed to me yesterday afternoon was, it's all well and good, we'd love to be in it, but we can't afford it.
Yeah.
So there's those sort of aspects.
Absolutely. So I think from one of those examples, the bronze is I think it's a $600 entry,
Yep.
and the club gains and it's to be played on the off nights or the off days that may be allowed in the calendar, and from green fees, etc., that $600 should be cost neutral. Obviously, there's the word of travel. I know
it's a big issue in this district.
Look, through that last 2 days zone meeting that we had, we're really trying to make Queensland a smaller place to be travelling, and the cost of living, the cost of fuel, it's enormous. And the Taylor Bowls, part of the travel fund that we have set aside, we put Cairns down to Brisbane for the final, so they paid for that to occur. Look, it's just got to be making sure that we're aware of the costs, but as I said, we've just got to try and make Queensland a smaller place. And like, I'd love to see Townsville have 2 or 3 or 4 within the metropolitan area to see, and I agree with you, Ron, people will sit back to see how it goes, and I know I crutch on this, but it would be love to see Suburban emulate Calliope and sit there with a state flag on their wall with $12,000 in their bank after a $600 investment. So I understand that there's a lot more fuel, etc., into that. But from that point of view, they're good news stories, and we've got to be seen by growing the sport.
Yeah, and I understand exactly what you're saying there. Again, for regional areas like North Queensland District,
Yeah.
and Tropical Far North, there's the same, Mackay, Far West. It's the travel again, not just the cost is a factor to them,
Yeah.
but the travel also is a huge issue. We can look at our own pennant situation here when we play our district pennants. We've pretty much been forced into a situation where we play it over 3 days. The whole pennant is done and dusted in 3 days, mainly because of the travel that teams have got to go to, and the cost of the travel and accommodation and all the rest of it. Our district goes from Bowen in the south to, well, just past INGHAM in the north and out as far as Hewenden.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of travel there, and in this day and age, there's another factor comes into it. And a lot of clubs are starting to look at duty of care.
Yes.
With travelling.
Yeah.
We haven't got the best roads in the state up here.
Well, they tax us enough for those great roads that we have.
And a lot of clubs are seeing that as a major concern, sending their players away.
Yeah.
And again, with the Taylor Bowls Challenge, it could become very expensive for clubs to be travelling around the district. Accommodations are going to be required for them. And there's all those sorts of things. And when I mentioned before about the cost factor, they're the sort of things that the clubs are looking at.
Absolutely. And you know, even talking to Muddy before about districts, for North Queensland to get to Sunny Coast, it's a flight to Brisbane and a bus to Sunny Coast. There's no direct flights to Sunny Coast. So part of that last 2 days that we discussed was looking at, you know, I suppose a travel fund for that style of issue, rather than, and I'm just pulling it out of the air here, rather than giving someone from the southeast corner travel funds to Sunny Coast. Well, that should be pooled then to those who are actually needed, Mount Isa, etc., in and out. So it's that's what the last 2 days have been all about, is just to talk about what Bowls Queensland looks like, and we all know about the travel issues and the time sitting in cars, etc. So, you know, we've got to basically have a look and see what we can do to make it, as I said before, make Queensland a bit smaller, a bit more equitable, getting to and from.
Yeah, and you don't need me to tell you that, because you've heard it from the districts anyway. Events like the district sides tournament, for regional districts, it's an enormous cost.
Yes,
absolutely enormous cost. But I don't see any way around that.
Yeah,
it's one of those events that every district in the state participates in.
Yes,
and if they want to participate, they've got to find the funds.
Yeah.
Zones is another issue for our areas. You know, we're in what we call Zone 8 here. You know, that stretches from Thursday Island,
yeah,
out to Mount Isa.
Thursday Island have just put a bronze team into the Taylor Bowls.
Have they really?
Yeah, so they look forward to the home and the way there.
Okay, so they'll obviously play a lot of their games around the Cairns area.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Have you had any response from Mackay?
I'm not sure yet. I'd have to check in with the committees.
No, I'll be perfectly honest. I initially, when the Taylor Challenge was being pushed last year, I was a sceptic. But after some of the discussions I've had with you and Brian, a lot of my scepticism has dissipated.
Great.
I'm not too sure just how much power the district has to, we'll continue to promote it as much as we can.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's entirely up to the clubs to make that decision.
Absolutely. And that's all we can ask of districts is just to advertise the fact. And it's up to individual clubs. And as I said to you before, with the Calliope, it just takes the suburban club in Townsville to win a silver, a bronze, and people have that nice, comfortable feeling that this competition is working. It's fun, it's entertaining, and there's a state pennant flag or a state flag on the wall.
Yep.
And everyone's a little bit nervous of new properties or new opportunities, but I think once it becomes part of the woodwork, it should become second nature and be quite comfortable with it. But as I said, it's not for everyone, but we're trying to spread the word out there to help grow the game.
Yeah. Well, I see Bowls Queensland's made a very positive move with the state pennant playoffs, with it being open for 3 divisions now.
Yeah.
Division 1, 2 and 3. Now that's a great thing for our district. And our zone, because the zone playoff will be in Mackay, so they're not having to travel all the way to Brisbane to play in this. When I say that Division 1 is obviously still going to be in Brisbane.
Yes,
but Division 2 I know is in Mackay. I'm not too sure where Division 3 is playing. But again, that reduces an enormous cost to the clubs that win their zone and go on to state pennants.
Yeah. No, I think we're moving in the right direction on a number of fronts. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time at Bowls Queensland.
Yep. All right then, Fletcher. Well, I'm going to let you go.
Ron, it has been an absolute pleasure. We can put the shovel back as a shovel back into the quill, and but I appreciate the time, appreciate the airtime, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here, the Dunn Cup. Brian has spoken very fondly about this. It's the best of the best of the best for the North Queensland men's. As I said, 1937 was the first one, and I'm glad to be here in 2026 to watch it. So I appreciate the time.
Well, we've actually got an ex-board member playing this weekend here, or we've got 2. We've got a current board member in Gary Costigan from Thuringowa, and the previous vice president of Bowls Queensland, one of the people that always wanted to be able to play in the Dunn Cup with Bowls Queensland, is now playing for Magnetic Island.
Yeah.
He saw the light and decided to come up north.
Don't move the mountain. I'll go to the mountain.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
So, Bowls Queensland to some extent have finally got their wish. They've got a couple of players,
couple of ring-ins. Yeah.
But be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah. No, it'll be good.
And we certainly appreciate the time that you and Brian have put into coming up.
It's our pleasure, to be fair. It's as I said when I first started, Brian said to me that's a must on the calendar, so in it went, and here I am. It just it's a shame. Well, no, not a shame, but it's a shame I've got to go to my daughter's formal. But no, it's I
won't tell her you said that.
Oh, don't tell her that. She's my little princess.
So you are flying out again this afternoon, early or late?
Late this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's going to be plenty of time for people to pin your ears back.
Oh, they can pin. They've been pinning them for 2 days now, Ron. And a spade has become a shovel, but now it's gone back to a spade. So I'm pretty happy. I'm going all right, I think.
I think it's all in the right cause.
Absolutely. Like facing an all-black haka. You stare it in the eye and let it rip.
Yeah. Oh no, it's good that you're both here and people can approach you and speak to you about their concerns and have a face-to-face with you.
Absolutely, I welcome it.
And I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Ron.
This morning, and look forward to seeing you up here again.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Thanks, Fletcher. Okay, back to the game, and we have, after 6 ends, Jubilee 5 to INGHAM 2. Yes, Michael, INGHAM are off the mark now. As you see, 7 shots after 6 ends. It's a very tight game, as we expected it to be. Because neither of these teams will want to be on the wrong end of the finish of this game. Geoff Ryder, good bowl there. Phil Kite with his first bowl. Every one of the 8 players on this rink have played district sides on more than one occasion, so they're well versed in fairly tight contests and the concentration factor required to play over 4 days. And individually there's a lot of rivalry between each player. All very friendly rivalry, but they take it very seriously. An absolutely magnificent bowl from Geoff Ryder there. Duane will be very happy with that. There's Frank Pallanza. Just a little bit tight and a fraction short. There's Benny Cribbin putting in a very handy back bowl there. A lot could depend on what sort of touch Frank gets from this bowl. He could spit that kitty back to Jubilee for 2 shots if he's not 100% accurate. I think that's just the ooh. Anything could have happened there, but virtually no change. Ben Cribbin on his forehand. Yeah, Brad's looking for a little bit of an on-shot. If Frank gets it right, he could take those 3 shots of Jubilees out of the equation completely. Actually, it could be 4 shots. Oh. I haven't seen any idiosyncrasies in the green this morning so far, Robbie. It seems to be playing very well. It was running about 16 seconds yesterday afternoon. I haven't timed it this morning. Mark Simpson. Hi, how are you going down there in Canberra, Mark? Mark is a previous exponent of the Dunn Cup, played for many years for Thuringowa. Now living in Canberra. Red Wilson's first bowl. Does seem to be holding out on that hand a little bit, Robbie. No, the breeze has dropped out there at the moment. It was a bit gusty earlier, but there doesn't seem to be much of a breeze going at all. Yeah, Brad's only one shot down here at the moment. He just needs a little touch on his to pop that Jubilee bowl out. He picks up the kitty. Yeah. He's game of millimetres. An absolute game of millimetres. So Jubilee pick up another shot. Takes them to 6-2 after 7 ends. This game is played over 21 ends with no time limit. And no draw. If at the end of 21 ends the teams are drawn, they keep playing until they get a result. No such thing as putting the kitty on the tee or respotting the kitty at all. They play it out to the end. Some of these games can go to up to 4 hours. We've had games in the past taking 4 hours to play. And it becomes a nightmare, an absolute nightmare for the caterers, the ladies in the kitchen, trying to work out meals. Their meal time can stretch anything over an hour to an hour and a half as the players come off the green and go in for their meals. And they need 1 or 2 rinks to be playing extra ends or playing a little bit slower than the others, and it can throw everything into confusion in the kitchen. But the ladies always seem to manage to keep it in track and do a marvellous job. Nice group of spectators coming in this morning, which is good to see, being a working day. Dave Wells with another great bowl. And David's a very understated bowler. He's once he's on his game, he can be very, very consistent. As you can see, there's most of the spectators are on the side of the rinks. We try and keep the end of the rinks as empty as possible so the players have got plenty of room to move around. But now looking down both sides of the rinks, you could have about 100 spectators around here so far, a lot behind the rink up the far end. I dare say they'll get moved on shortly by the suburban people. Here's Geoff Ryder with his first bowl. The second bowl, rather. I'm sorry about that. Well, didn't do too much damage. That's Dave Wells' bowl at the back there. So, and he would have a toucher in the ditch from by the look of that speed. Yep, has a toucher in the ditch. Phil Kite's first bowl. Yeah, weight wasn't too bad. There's Benny Cribbin. Nice looking bowl there from Ben. Absolutely great bowl, actually. I must be seeing something a little bit different to Brad Wilson. Brad just said we're one down with that bowl of Ben's, but yeah, that'd be correct because that's Dave Wells' bowl, the white bowl. What's Ben got this time? This will show us exactly how this green is running, and it's running beautifully. Great bowl. It's the Ben Cribbin we know. He's got a very good all-round game. An horrendous drive, but he can also draw extremely well. It's a big bowl coming in here from Frank. Yep, it's pulled it back to one again. I think Jubilee's in the box seat on this end at the moment because they've got a toucher in the ditch, so it's sitting pretty much right below the rink marker. So it needs to be a big bowl from Brad Wilson to convert this. And we know he can do it. And again, we'd like to thank the sponsors for assisting us in sponsorship this weekend. Gallivanter Travel, Tip Top Bakeries, Suburban Bowls Club, Orica Mining, and not last but least, North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association. Without their invaluable assistance, we would not be able to run this event. Big bowl here from Brad. Great bowl there from Brad, just dropped out fractionally. Yep, Brad's got the shot there. Duane Cahill's bowl. He's just he might get a kiss. And he did. Get in the ditch. It's be one shot to Jubilee. Frank's trying to explain to Brad that Brad's bowl is a toucher. Yeah, just asking for a draw. Try and draw it. Looks like he's running out of steam. Great line, Robbie, eh? Just a fraction short. Okay, after 8 ends, we've got Jubilee 7, INGHAM 2. Long way to go in this game yet. A lot of things can happen. Craig Ware leading off for Jubilee. Great bowl there from Craig, great lead bowl. Nice reply there from Dave Wells. Good reply, actually. Andy Thompson from Hot Devon. Watching from a Hot Devon, UK. Okay. Yes, I believe there was a bit of a heat wave there yesterday, Andy. It's still fairly warm, 25 degrees, but you must have insomnia. Sitting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to our live stream. Hope you're enjoying the bowls so far. Yeah, pretty fair lead bowling there. Geoff Ryder from Jubilee with his first. And he's running in extremely well, except he's dropping short. Phil Kite with his first for the end. He's followed Geoff Ryder's bowl down, although he's promoted Geoff's up, which he wouldn't be happy about. No, he's shaking his head, walking back to the mat. He's Geoff's second bowl, and he's given himself possibly 3 shots there. Andy Thompson, you can't sleep. It's 2 a.m. and still 25 degrees at 2 a.m. That is a heat wave. So I happened to mention earlier, I'm about to head over to Great Britain at the end of July. And I wasn't expecting to see temperatures like that. It's more like we have here in North Queensland at the moment. But even our nights don't hang around 25 degrees. Maybe in the middle of summer it does, but not this time of the year. Brad's having a look, but I don't think he's all that. There. Need to track in Frankie. Fall over. Yep, Brad's happy with that. Nice bowl there for shot. Ben with his second bowl. No, just dropped it short. Okay, what's Frank got for us this time? He's already drawn the shot. You tuck it in back behind there, it would be all right. Okay, we have Ingham holding shot at the moment. 5 down on the game at this stage after 8 ends. As I said earlier, it's still a long way to go. Benny liked that for a little while. Still finished up in a good place. Brad's virtually got a dead draw this without disturbing too much. He looks like he's played an absolute bomb of a bowl. Great bowl there from Brad Wilson. Only holding the one, Ingham, at this stage. Duane looking to punch that ball out, and he's done it. Gives Jubilee at least 3 shots. Great drive there from Duane Cahill. Brad's desperately trying to dead draw this, but he's just going to pull up a fraction short. I think that was 3 to Jubilee, Robbie, eh? So after 9 ends, we have Jubilee 10 shots to Ingham 2. Getting to the stage where Ingham will want to be starting to lift their game a fraction to contain any damage that Jubilee might be able to do. Okay, Craig Ware leading off for Jubilee. Yeah, just a fraction wide, that's all. Dave Wells from Ingham. Trying to snaffle the lead shot. It dropped it short. Craig with his second bowl. Good weight. Still plenty of room around the kitty. Yeah, nice bowl there from Dave. Although he wouldn't be 100% happy with that, he would have preferred to have just followed the kitty. That wasn't to be. Geoff Ryder putting in a back bowl. We'll be kind in saying he's putting in a back bowl. Phil Kite with his first. Yeah, pretty good weight there from Phil. Geoff's tight and short. No, he's not tight, but he's short. Kite with his second bowl, and he's played it well. Well, just ran across. The breeze might be having more of an effect than we thought, although it is picking up a little bit. Looking at the palm trees outside. So it will be having an effect on those bowls on the rink side. As we can see, there's been a few just running across the head. All right, Frank Pallanza. Well, he was making sure he wasn't across the head. Here's Ben Cribbin. Nice bowl there from Ben. Now can Frank improve on his first? He can, and he has. Great bowl there from Frank. Duane Cahill, what's he going to do? Well, that was Dave Wells's bowl came back there. So no change. Brad Wilson, he's first. Yeah, I suspected Brad would want to be going around the back. Duane looking just to draw this bowl. Great try. Great effort there from Duane. Brad's still in a situation where he could pick up a couple if he played the right bowl, but not with this one. Just the one there. Just the one. That takes Ingham on to 3 shots to Jubilee 10 after 10 ends. Got the sun shining up there, Robbie. Yep, we're going from very overcast conditions to sunshine, which is possibly normal for this time of the year. This is what we call our dry season. Best time of the year to be in North Queensland. The weather's absolutely perfect. Dave Wells dropped it short. It's uncharacteristic of Dave. Craig Ware. This bowl come across fairly well. And yeah, it's fair. Got the shot anyway. Young David Wells trying to improve on his last, just a fraction heavier. I suspect the pace of the green's changing a little bit from what we're seeing at the moment, which it will do during the course of the day. Even though it's an artificial green, the pace does change. They tend to speed up when it's a bit cooler and slow down when it's a bit warmer. Geoff Ryder with his first bowl. Promoted Dave Wells, so Dave could be holding shot now. Kite. Nice bowl there from Phil. That could give Ingham 2 shots. Not too sure about that front bowl of Dave Wells, but we'll find out in due course. Geoff wouldn't be happy with that. No, the body language is showing he's not happy. Shaking the head. Frank coming around the back. Oh, Brad's comfortable with that. We will find that this rink will be affected by the weather more than any other rinks because it's pretty much open on the ditch side and is always going to be exposed to some extent from the wind and the sunshine. Whereas the other end of the green, it's very well protected with buildings beside the green. It's Frank with his second bowl. Doubt if he's in the count. Ben Cribbin, the older half of the Cribbin boys, young Justin, or as he's fondly known, Killer, who unfortunately is unavailable to play this weekend, having just come back from the Australian Open. He ran out of holidays, so he was required to work for the weekend. Right, Brad Wilson with his first bowl. Duane Cahill. Okay. Frank's taking a look at that now. Brad, he doesn't want to be, he's around that ball. Yeah, nice ball there. Frank likes that. When he gets onto this bowl of Ben's, it could cause some problems for INGHAM. Just pushed it through too far. One. Two to INGHAM. Takes them to 5. To JUBILEE 10 after 11 ends. Just 2 there, Robbie. Yeah, great start there from Dave Wells. That's the David we know. Wind might hold Craig's bowl out a bit. It's not a strong wind. It's possibly enough to create a sail-like effect. As we can see, this side is starting to swoop a little bit, and the other hand is just holding up fractionally. I'm not too sure about this one. I think this is going to cut across. After it picks up the kitty, he just tucked it behind Dave Ball's bowl. As we saw by that, you don't need to take too much off your line to have it slide across on you. It's all up to the weight of this one from Phil Kite. Yep. I've given a little bit of protection to that bowl of Dave Wells. Geoff Ryder. Yep. Nice bowl there from Geoff. Kite changed his hand. Was asked to change his hand and played a great bowl. Brilliant bowl from Geoff, from Phil, I mean. Geoff Ryder with his second. Okay. It could have done a lot of damage, that bowl, but Ingham got away with it. Frank Pallanza. That is, depending on that front bowl of Phil Kite's, it could be 4 down to Ingham. 4 down to Jubilee, sorry. Well, it's definitely 3 down, for sure. Frank. Brad was a bit kind there, as he said to Frank, "Not far away, mate." A bit of encouragement. Ben with his second bowl. And he's been drawing very well so far this game and has cut it back to 1 shot, I would say. Great bowl there from Ben. Really thinks he could have done better, but they were staring down the barrel of a reasonable multiple score there. Red Wilson on the mat at the moment, just delivered his bowl. Okay. What has Duane got in store for us? Nice bowl from Duane. Would say that's reduced it back to 1 for sure. Yeah, well, Frank's not even sure whether he's got one. I would say, to me, he's definitely got one, but he's, yeah. Yeah, I like him for 2. What do you think, Robbie? Yeah. Mike Watts, watching from Aberystwyth, I think it's pronounced. Nice to have you with us, Mike. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. It's Duane again. Made no difference. Well, Frank will be looking for 2. Two shots to Ingham. Takes them on to 7. They've closed the gap substantially after 12 ends. So just gone past the halfway mark of the game. Jubilee still holding the lead, 10 shots to Ingham's 7. Mike, I assume you're in the British Isles somewhere. Are you getting the same weather that Andy's getting in Devon? Aberystwyth in Wales. Okay. My guru Robbie keeps telling me where these places are that I have never quite heard of. Okay. Mike is a regular, so Robbie knows it well. Dave's definitely not happy with that. The arm's swinging around wildly. Yep. Craig, it just needs a slight touch on that. No, didn't get it. I would say he's still... no, I suspect Dave's got the shot with his bowl on the right-hand side, just short of jack high. Phil with a back bowl. Hey. Geoff's just pulled around the back fractionally. Okay, what's Phil got for us this time? All right, we've lost our vision, but that's all right. We'll soon get it back. Robbie will sort that out for us. There we go. Miracles of technology, Robbie. Okay. Okay, Frank Pallanza with his. Oh. Didn't do much with that one, Frank. It's all right. It's all good. We can work around it, Robbie. Okay. Well, that's giving you a look across the green and all the bowls looking like a candy shop. Cam McClellan, good morning to you, Cam. Hope you're enjoying our live stream. We are having some minor little hiccups with some of the connections at the moment, but Robbie's getting on top of it and we'll get it sorted as quickly as he can. In the meantime, I think Tony's going to be doing manually. There's Brad's bowl coming up. Great bowl there from Brad. No, nothing there from Duane on that bowl. Brad just dropped that fractionally short. Ben's asked for a clear it out. He's holding his line. And sadly got nothing. So it's definitely one shot to INGHAM, which takes them to 8. And JUBILEE 10 after 13 ends. So INGHAM clawing their way back at the moment. They've definitely got themselves within striking distance. Morning, Mark. Yeah, we'll definitely try and get a runner to go and do the scores of the other games for you. If I can find El Presidente, see if he can do a run around of the scores. Where we're set up at the moment, we can only see the one scoreboard. We can't see any of the other boards at this stage, but I'll endeavour to get somebody to do a tracking down for you. I start from Dave Wells. Yeah. Good correction there from Dave. Not that it needed much, but exceptional correction. Craig Ware. Good reply. It could be shot. Still playing on his forehand. Cam McClelland, you're in the midst of your provincial championships. Winners each weekend are off to the Canadians. Okay. Well, bad luck. You failed the first 2 weeks. Third in the fours. Well, there's always the next time around. Okay, just a little bit of technical discussion with Robbie there. Not that I know what he was talking about, but trying to fulfil Mark D. Franchise's wishes of getting the scores from the other games. We do realise it's important to members of all the other clubs to know what their clubs are doing and how they're going. Right. Geoff Ryder's definitely holding shot there. Brad will move in a second. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, well, he's happy with that. Gives him a back bowl. Okay. Benny pulled that kitty back. So Jubilee's now holding the shot. Okay. Here's Frank trying to wrest the shot back, but he's going to run into the front bowls. Although he's pushed Dave Wells up, so it gives him an opportunity to promote Dave's bowl. So those bowls are a fair way in front at the moment, so there is ample room to get in there. It's going to be up to Ben's weight as to what happens here. And he just fell short. Right, so we're looking at Jubilee leading Ingham by 2 shots, 10-8 after 13 ends. And we're starting to notice a lot more discussion amongst the players now as to what's going on the green. We're still working on your request, Mark, so just bear with us for a little bit and we'll get there. As you can see by the right-hand side of your screen, the little camera at the side there, wiggling backwards and forwards, is Robbie trying to get the scores. Well, that changed it a little bit. It gives 2 shots to Jubilee at the moment. Didn't quite work the way Brad was hoping it to. Right. So that was... Duane's gone to the back. Frank's saying, what can we do? Right, here's a chance for one score. Brandon, 7. Bowen is 14 after 11 ends. This is one of the problems we find, bodies in the way of the scoreboards. They always manage to find themselves right in front of the scoreboards. And we have here, Ayr 9, Cutharinga 11 after 15 ends. They're getting a move on. The Cutharinga leading that game. Home Hill, 6. Wangaratta, I'm not too sure what was 8. So after 13 ends, so it's 6 to Home Hill. Wangaratta 8 after 13 ends. Cutharinga playing South Townsville, I think it is. Yeah, we'll try and get back to that one. Yep, it could be a multiple there. Two, was it? I think. So it's 12-8 on 14 ends. After 14 ends, Jubilee 12, INGHAM 8. Still close enough to mount an attack, Jubilee. Or INGHAM, I should say. Okay, Craig Ware leading off with his first bowl. Dave Wells with his first bowl. Great bowl there from Dave. Okay, we've just had a timing done on the green. It's running about 15.5 seconds at this stage. Dave, if he sneaks around the back, no, attack high, basically. It's a good response there from Craig Ware. Geoff Ryder with his first. Little touch, no. Phil Kite just trying to dead draw it. Yeah, we do apologise, and Robbie apologises profusely. He's having a few technical difficulties at the moment, which he's trying to resolve. But not always as easy as we would like it to be. Yeah, he said to me just having some problems with the connection. Geoff Ryder played a big bowl there. Okay. Geoff looks like he's holding at least 2 shots there. Well, definitely 1, possibly a measure for 2. Yeah, as Robbie just said to me, it's a little bit awkward at the moment, and when we have the break after this game, he'll relay some more cable. Well, let's cut it back to 1. So Jubilee holding 1 shot at the moment. Benny's trying to pull in the second shot. Just ran through a bit. Okay. And Frank there. Ingham got 2 seconds, but they're not holding shot. There's Ben with his bowl. And collided with Phil's, so it's 3 seconds they've got. Brad says, have a go at it, Frank. I'll get up back up on the bank. He's got it. It's the first full-blooded drive that Frank's had for the day, and he succeeded. So Ingham with 3 shots there at this stage. 4 bowls to come. Yeah, the back bowl of Ben's looks a bit deceiving. If that's still in, that could be another shot. No, I think they'll be putting a tape around this unless something changes dramatically. Okay, so Brad's coming his backhand. Is Duane looking for the gap between the yellow bowl and the black bowl. Didn't quite get it, but look at that. So Frank's saying we're going to have to measure. "4 seconds," says Frank. Get rid of that bowl. It's not an easy shot for Brad, but he'll give it a chance. Well, okay. 2 thunderous drives and got the result. I suspect it was 4 shots. Yes, it was. So ties the game up at 12 all after 15 ends. We have a tied game. Pretty much what we expected. Dave Wells has been pretty consistent this morning with his leading. That's what we've come to expect of Dave. Craig also has been playing some good bowls this morning in the lead position. That's good leading from the two leads. Yeah. Two great bowls there from Dave. What's Craig going to do? Okay, after the lead bowls, Ingham are holding one shot on the end. Phil Kite trying to improve on that. Yeah, great bowl there from Phil. I suspect that's given Ingham 2 shots at the moment. Geoff Ryder. Yeah, good home there from Geoff. Duane can work with that. Brad wanting it moved, so it's no impediment to him. Okay, Phil came down the back. Geoff with his second bowl. And he's not looking too far away, but okay. I would say that's possibly given Ingham 2 shots, maybe 3. Yes, as Brad said as you walk past, it is raining. Robbie said it definitely is. And the wind has got up a little bit. It's not, it's possibly blowing at about maybe 15 to 20 knots. It would be helpful, Brad, if you moved. The buzzer worked. Okay. Ben Cribbin's first bowl, and he's played it very well. Played a brilliant bowl there, did Ben. He'll be happy with that. Duane will be even happier. There's Frank's first bowl. Yeah, Brad's not unhappy with that. We might see a slight exodus of the spectators on this side. The rain will be affecting them slightly along the ditch. Okay, so Jubilee holding shot. 4 bowls to come. Okay, Brad Wilson. Is he going to duck enough? No, that's all right. Great effort. Great effort there from Brad. Duane's hanging up sideways. Yeah, still a fraction wide there. Brad with his second bowl. He's followed Duane down. Well, not quite. Jubilee holding shot at the moment. Duane with his last bowl. No change. Didn't affect the scorer, so it's one shot to Jubilee, which takes them to 13-12 after 16 ends. Right. Craig Ware leading off for Jubilee. Yeah, nice start there from Craig. I'm sort of working by remote at the moment, but we're getting there. It's Dave Wells. Nice start there from Craig Ware. Dave's will come into view now. Just a little bit wide. Almost in slow motion there, Craig. As you can see by our transmission, we do have some slight technical troubles, which Robbie is furiously trying to rectify at the moment. As you can see, just wandering past there with his reel of cable. It's a Jubilee holding shot at the moment. Geoff Ryder's bowl just short of jack high. Kite delivering his bowl. Well, it should make Brad happy. That'll give him one shot. Phil Kite trying to replicate his first shot. Ben Cribbin. Well, that's proof to those that claim that Ben consistently foot faults. His foot was clearly over the mat. Frank Pallanza with his first bowl. Handy position at the back. Okay, it was Ben's second bowl, whipping that bowl of fills out of the head. Okay. Okay, Duane Cahill with his first bowl. Like we've had a bit of success there, Tony. Sort of. There's a big bowl here, cleared it out. Okay, Brad's got a bit of work to do now. Duane's second bowl. Dropped it short. As Frank said, there's a mile of room to draw the shot, Brad. Let's ring through. Well. Okay, 2 to Jubilee. Gives them that little break now, 15-12 after 17 ends. 4 ends to go. 3-shot break to Jubilee. Pretty much as we expected this game to be very tight right to the end. Okay, with 4 ends to go, the game's still well and truly in the balance, can go either way. We haven't seen a lot of multiples in this game this morning, so I don't really expect to see too much for the next 4 ends. But Craig Ware with a great bowl there, Craig. Brilliant bowl. Just what the skip likes to see. Dave Wells with his first bowl. Not a mile away. Again, another good lead bowl. Craig with his second bowl, trying to duplicate his first. And he's not going to be a mile away by the look of this. Great bowls. As you can see, if you look to the right of your screen, Robbie furiously trying to rectify the technical situation. Yep, great line on Dave's bowl, just a fraction short. Just ran out of steam. Geoff Ryder's first bowl, zipping past the head. Yeah, just a little bit quick from Phil. I suspect the breeze is having a slight, or more than a slight effect on this rink. Seems to have settled into about a 15 kilometre an hour wind. So going from right to left of your screen, it will be holding the bowls out fractionally, and the ditch side will be zipping them across a little bit. There's a bit of bowl from Phil. Great try. Great effort.
I'm not doing that anymore, Robbie. That's not my job.
Okay, well,
My pay scale stops.
I just need to know whether what I've got to train, so I've got time to train. I've got to ring and leave.
Alligator Creek here.
Yep. Yeah, you've got this next time. It is going to be that Alligator Creek.
Okay.
Okay,
A
cool.
little bit of housekeeping at the moment.
Robbie, the third. Oh, there's no third one.
No third one.
So Jubilee definitely holding one shot. It could be two if that bowl of Craig Ware's is closer.
Take that down.
Nothing from Ben there.
Flag it back into 5 again. If it works, just bring 5 over to 3. And then when it changes ends, we'll change it back to 3. Okay?
Breeze has got him. Okay, so 17 ends. It's 15-12 to Jubilee. Jubilee holding at least one shot. Could be two shots there. I'd say maybe there's two shots. And Cahill looking to make sure he's dropped it short. No pressure, Brad, but you've got to draw this kitty off back to Phil's bowl. We're trying to get there for you, Michael. We're having a few technical issues at the moment. Right. Brad again trying to do... two shots to Jubilee, which takes them to 17-12 after 18 ends. 3 ends to go. Jubilee have a little bit of a break now, a 5-shot break. Okay. Craig Ware leading off for Jubilee on the 19th end. And again, we welcome everybody watching the live stream from Suburban Bowls Club in Townsville of the 2026 Gallivanter Travel Dunn Cup. Proudly sponsored by Gallivanter Travel, the naming rights sponsor, Orica Mining, Tip Top Bakery, Suburban Bowls Club, and the North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association. And we thank those sponsors for assisting us with running this event. Without their assistance, we would struggle to get this event going to the extent that it is. Yep. Correction there by Craig. Okay. No change to the situation. Geoff Ryder. Okay, Geoff seems to have lost his way just fractionally at the moment. Body language tells a story. Phil Kite. Looks like he's following Geoff down. Pretty much the same result, both of them in the ditch. Okay, we have Bowen playing Brandon. Brandon 11, Bowen 19 on 15 ends. Guru playing Thuringowa, 10-17 to Thuringowa on 17 ends. Two bodies in the front of the scoreboard. And there we have, and I cannot read the teams. Alligator Creek playing Maggie Island, is it? No, Thuringowa. 13 to 18, Thuringowa. And Air playing Suburban, is it, Tony? 13-14, no, Cutharinga. Air playing Cutharinga, 13-14 to Cutharinga. Very tight game there. Home Hill playing Wangaratta, 11 all on 17 ends. Noola playing South Townsville, 12-17 to South Townsville on 18 ends. And home, yeah, we got that one before, I think, Tony. That'll be it. Thanks for that, Tony. Ooh, it's a bit of a runaway. Suburban playing Collinsville. Suburban 28. And we'll get the score of Collinsville in a second. And they look like they've only played 16 ends. So, Suburban 28. Collinsville 3 after 18 ends, or 16, no, 16 ends. So that's a bit of a runaway, that game. Suburban being the current Dunn Cup holders. Having done that, we're not sure where the kitty is here. Possibly in the ditch by look at that last bowl. In front of the yellow. Oh, you see it there at the bottom of your screen to the left-hand side. The kitty is just poking its head around the corner of the bowl. So it's one shot being held by INGHAM at the moment. It's Phil Kite's bowl. Some arm waving going on. In the context of this section, both these teams are desperate to win this game. It's Duane Cahill's first bowl. Just off fractionally. Brad's bowl into the ditch. Let's kill the end. Right. So we remain at 17-12 to Jubilee after 18 ends. So Jubilee still holding that 5-shot margin at the moment. But again, trying to peg it back. 3 ends to go. Craig Ware about to play his first bowl. He's got a nice track here. Good start from Craig. Fractionally short. Yeah, maybe a foot and a half short. Dave Wells dropped short with his first. Yep. Bowls there from Craig Ware. Gives Jubilee 2 shots. Dave Wells' bowl coming down now. Great bowl there from. Great bowl there. It's just going to duck across fractionally. Okay, as Brad said, it is up and down. It's there for a measure. Okay, Duane's calling it 1 down, so Dave Wells is holding the shot there with his white bowl. Geoff Ryder's bowl's not going to be a mile away. He's played a good bowl there. So 2 shots to Jubilee at this stage. 6 bowls to come. Big bowl here for Phil Kite. Great bowl there. Credible reply. Now Ben Cribbin with his first bowl. And he's just... Yeah, great effort there from Ben. As I said earlier, at times it can be a game of millimetres. Frank Pallanza. Okay. Ben's been given a bit of a licence to have a swipe at this. He's not a mile away. He's got the bowl, he's got the kitty, and he's killed it. No, he hasn't killed it. Okay, it's 2 down to INGHAM now. Yeah. I think Frank's got to be under this front bowl of Dave Wells. And he's not, sadly. So Jubilee holding 2 shots on the end. Could be 3 shots. It'll depend on that bowl of Geoff Ryder's on the left-hand side. Okay, Duane Cahill with his first bowl, playing the forehand. He's going to be the same as Frank into that front bowl. Brad Wilson now, almost looking as if to say, what do I do here? He's going to play his backhand. No, he's playing his forehand. Great bowl there from Brad Wilson. 1 shot to INGHAM at the moment. Yep. 1 shot to INGHAM. Great effort there. It's going to be a fairly accurate draw to pick up 2 shots for INGHAM, which they need. Has he reached it? Not likely. Frank wants 2. Ben says he's not going to get it. So we'll measure. It's close. So just the one. So we've got 14-17. Jubilee's favour on 19 ends, 2 ends to go. 3 shots the difference. We'll do a quick run around the greens. Collinsville Suburban, 28 Suburban, Collinsville 3 after 16 ends. Brandon Bowen, Bowen 20, Brandon 14 after 17 ends. Thuringowa Guru, Thuringowa 17, Guru 11 after 18 ends. Alligator Creek, Magnetic Island, 21 to Alligator Creek, Magnetic Island 15 after 19 ends. And Armpit, Home Hill Wangaratta, 12-13 to Wangaratta after 19 ends. Noola South Townsville, 18 to South Townsville, Noola 13 after 20 ends. And back to the Air and Cutharinga, Cutharinga 16, Air 13 after 20 ends. Well done. Thank you very much, Robbie. Hopefully that'll keep our viewers at bay for a little bit. Things seem to have settled down technically at the moment. Yep. Robbie's done a magnificent job replacing cables and things like that and getting us back on track. Okay, so we have Craig Ware holding shot. Dave Wells with 2 seconds. Phil Kite to try and draw this off. If he's got the run, he's not a mile away, but ooh, that's going to be close. That's close. Even Duane says it's close, mate, so it must be close. Geoff Ryder. He's got a fair bowl here, just quietly. Great bowl from Geoff Ryder. Yeah, high fives from his teammates. Okay, a discussion between Phil and Brad. Phil sees it one way, Brad sees it another way. I think Phil's won out on that discussion. Yep. Yard through into those two. Just keep your legs apart, Brad, and we can see what's going on. Good bowl there. Great effort. It's the one down now. It's pretty obvious what Geoff is trying to do. He's done it twice. Two great bowls there from Geoff Ryder. Okay, Brad wants the kitty back on Frank's forehand. It's a bit tight on it. Great weight. Great weight. Duane wants a position bowl from Ben. Great bowl there. Big bowl there from Ben. What quite where Duane wanted it, but it's finished up in a beautiful position. Frank. Great ball there from Frank. Reduced it back to one. Yeah, good home there for Ben. Nobody wants to show any weakness or give anything away at this stage in this game. Still up for grabs, even though it's only, well, it's the second last end. It's very hard to see how Ingham can pick up a multiple out of this. Well, it's not impossible. Brad's language, no, he's given it away now. I suspect Duane will be trying to play it safe here. Know that he's got the catches. Interesting. Frank saying get across. It's not going to do anything. So much as I hate to say it, this could be a multiple of. Yeah, Duane's got one bowl to play, and he's got the possibility of picking up a 3 or a 4 here if he gets the right shot, which would be pretty much game over. Does he go for the throat, or does he just accept what he's got? So we're good enough to carry out the last end. It's all up to his weight. Did he signal 4? Or? I'll check with Brad when he comes up. He's on his way up here. Not looking at us. Okay, 1 to Jubilee on that last end, so it's four shot difference with the last end underway. So Ingham need a 4 to tie the game and force it to extra ends. Jubilee just got to hold their nerve. And a good start here from Craig Ware. Yep, nice start there from Craig Ware. That's putting the pressure on straight away. Dave Wells. Yeah, great effort. It's in a handy position there. Could be a nuisance bowl, that one. It's Dave's second bowl. Although the wind's dropped, I think it'll still hold out a little bit. It's great weight. Beautiful weight. Geoff Ryder. Okay. Kite. Get around that bowl. He got around it, but just dropped it fractionally short. Okay, Geoff dropped his second bowl short. Phil's making every effort. He's going to hang. Okay. They're surrounding it. Craig's bowl still sitting firmly there. Yeah, nice bowl there from Benny Cribbin. It's going to be very difficult to pick up a four where this head is. But we've seen stranger things happen. Wayne Southern. Yep, I do remember that, Wayne. You played with Cutharinga back in 2003, and Cutharinga won the Dunn Cup. Could be three down there to 3 to Jubilee. It's definitely 2. I think realistically Brad's only option here is to, yeah, I'd say definitely 3. Well, could even be 4 there, Robbie, eh? This back bowl of Benny's could be the 4th shot. Don't reckon? Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3. Let's cut it back to, that gives it an extra 1, so it could be definitely 4 now. Yeah, I think Brad's only option is to try and kill this and start again. I can't see a 4 anywhere there for Brad. It might have made it worse. Yeah, that's holding 4 for Jubilee. Right. Yep. As Frank says, you've got to go for the kill. Oh, not with that. Fat lady started singing. 4 to Jubilee, which takes them to 22-14 after 21 ends. So Jubilee have won the first game of the round. That's the biggest multiple we've seen all day. Okay, that's the first round of the live stream completed. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Gallivanter Travel, Orica Mining, Tip Top Bakery, Suburban Bowls Club and North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association for their assistance in sponsoring this event for us this weekend. And we will close off for this game and we'll be back possibly half an hour, 3/4 of an hour with the start of the next game, which will be between Alligator Creek and Ayr. Yeah, it'll be possibly close to 2 o'clock, Robbie. Yeah, there's a couple of other games, and there's one game that is really dragging the chain, and that could slow the next game up a bit. But thank you very much for turning into the live stream this morning. Look forward to seeing you, being with you again for the second game this afternoon.